afternoon, guys. How is everybody doing? So glad you're back. As promised last week, we're going to start revisiting the Kelly files. I always like to, every now and then, go back to the beginning. Now, mind you, the Kelly files are not the beginning, but it shows us a lot about the coaching that was going on. I'm doing it in reverse. I'm not doing Jim Boob and Michelle first. I'm actually doing Jessa and Jill. So we're going to break that down. If you hear a bunch of noise in the background, they're testing the tornado sirens around here. So that would be the noise. Let's see who is in here. Becky. Becky Billingsley says she is thrilled. Well, Becky, I'm thrilled too. There's my friend Aggie. What you doing? Just me. Leash 50. Hello, Karen. Karen says, I can't believe I'm not going to miss this live. Well, I hope you don't miss it. You're right here. There's Deb. Hello, Deb. Hello. There's Hey Clark. Hey, Clark, did you get my message on Discord? Pat. Hello, Pat. Lisa, just in time. Baby, you're always in time around here. This couch is big and comfy. Cindy, hello. Downtown Trina, good morning. It's 10 a.m. on the West Coast. What's your temperature out there? Because I don't know what part of the West Coast you're on. Blonderella, hello, my friend. There's Dodging Bullets. Hello, Angela. Hello. Celeste. Oh, Celeste. She said, hello, everyone. It's round 2 and I'm ready. Got to say, this is the friendliest chat around. Thanks at Brooks and Kevin for making it a great place. Yep, it's a comfy couch. There's Sarah, always in the chilly weather. Hello, Brooks. Hello. Holly Beans. Mama Kay. Mama Kay says, hey. Frankie Hopkins, hello from Oklahoma. Am I a magnet or something? We got a bunch of people from Oklahoma, and that's where I'm from. Hey, Frankie, I don't know what part of Oklahoma you're from, but I just saw on the local news that a tractor trailer full of cows fell over. There's cows everywhere. I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the day, but my goodness, that was crazy. All right, if I missed somebody, I apologize. In the meantime, if you haven't subbed, sub up and hit that like button. Hit it. She's in Oregon. Oregon is beautiful. Frankie, okay. Home of Carrie Underwood. I'm with you, Just Me. Just Me's not too far from me either. Let's go get some beef. Yep. It's actually nice weather here today. Not too cold. Definitely not hot. But when you can wear a sweatshirt and shorts, then not too bad. Mary Glick, hello from cold New York. New York gets very, very cold this time of year. So for those of you that were in the last show, thank you for coming back. Some people come to certain shows because that's what they're interested in, or they're in every show. Either or. Glad you're here. Sarah, you and your weather kill me. Oh, is Kane in the house? Kane Corso's in the house. Yes. Hey, Don. All right. Speaking of in the house, let's bring up Kevin B and see how he's been doing in the last hour and a half. Hello, Kevin.
Hello there, Brooks.
What's
Hello,
up?
everybody, all the Crime Lines and Lies family. Hello, glad you're here. Let's do this.
Welcome to Crime Lines and Lies. People get very confused about that title. They're like, is it a disclaimer? You're going to lie to us? There's a crime line, kind of like a timeline, and criminals lie. And we're going to get to a few liars today. I'm doing this a little bit in reverse. I want to talk first about Jill and Jessa. We're going to do an update on Joshy Poo first. Okay, his extension and all that stuff. Then we're going to talk about poor Jill and Jessa. And trigger warning to anyone that's had this horrific thing happen to them. This might not be your show. Okay? Might not be your show. But you'll see the reason that I'm going to start with part 1 of the Kelly Files with Jill and Jessa. And we're going to actually kind of go in reverse. Kevin, you saw the video. You're
Yep.
new to this case.
Yes, I am. And I'm going to go piggyback off what you just said. Yes, this video we're getting ready to do could be definitely trigger. And if it does bother you, I agree with Brooks. I would, I'm not saying don't watch it, but I would just be, prepared if that's kind of stuff that bothers you.
That's okay. We don't want anyone triggered, upset, or anything. Nope. Nope, because we don't talk about fun things on the channel. That's what's really sad. We don't get an opportunity to talk about fun things. We try to do some fun shows, but we keep it as light as possible. So if we break off and we're talking about football or cows being straight out on the highway, well, you know what? It hits us too. So glad everyone's here. Glad everybody is here. So I'm going to look at this article real quick. I was just going through it. And so it goes without saying, of course, Josh was planning to appeal his sentence. We all know Joshy Poo is headed for the big house after downloading that nasty, depraved, deplorable Daisy's Destruction. Okay, so we know where he's headed. But his attorneys that are paid for by Jim Boob are going to continue to fight it. So he did get an extension. Oh, Sarah, 21% on my phone. LOL, I may have to catch the replay. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So anyway, he is going to appeal. Appeals are not automatic. Some people don't want an appeal. They're like, okay, I'm just going to take my sentence and go on. The only reason I've been saying I think it's odd that they're already planning an appeal is because he hasn't even been sentenced yet. That's just me. All right? That's just me. So let's see here what this scum of the earth and his attorneys are planning. Hold your horses.
Well, I guarantee you the prosecuting people, they know exactly what the skinny is for sure on this guy.
Oh, they do, considering that they got a guilty verdict.
Yep.
They know all about him. And remember, this is federal. This is federal. All right. This was posted yesterday. Kark.com. So Kark. Outside of his neck of the woods. This is from Fayetteville, Arkansas. All right. January 5th, Josh Duggar's defense team filed a motion with the Western District Court of Arkansas requesting an additional 10 days to file post-trial motions. Okay. The defense noted that the trial transcripts are necessary with respect to certain issues Duggar intends to raise in his post-trial motions. The transcripts are not yet complete, and the court reporter stated that they are expected to be finished next week. I think what they're going to pick apart for their appeal, you guys tell me what you think, because I want to hear it, because we have the best chat on YouTube. He didn't want Bobby Holt's testimony, and he didn't want his sister's testimony. He wanted to be tried. Well, he didn't want to be tried at all. He just wanted the video. That's it. He wanted to keep the reasonable doubt that may not have been him. We know it was him. No reason to argue about it. I think that's what they want to have thrown out. And I think they're going to try to get him a new trial. That's what I think.
Yeah. He damn sure don't want to hear what the two siblings have to say about him, does he?
He had to sit there in court and listen to it.
Yep.
He had to sit there. He didn't want to hear that. Yeah, you're
Mm-mm.
right. All right. The defense's request for an extension of 10 days until January 19th. So that's what, next Wednesday? To file any motions was unopposed by the government. Remember, this is federal. That's why the government's involved. Not dealing with the judge, not dealing with someone that can get greased by Jim Boob. Someone they go to church with. This is totally different. This request is not being made to unnecessarily hinder or delay the proceedings. Duggar, 33, was found guilty on charges of receipt of child pornography and possession of child pornography in December. He is being held in Washington County Jail while he awaits sentencing later this year. Yep, he is. He is. So, that's what he's got going on, and good luck to him. File all you want. But if you get a new trial, remember, you're a very public person, Joshy Poo. Everyone already knows the nastiness that you did to your sisters, that you did to the adult entertainer. Everything's a Google search away, right, Kevin?
Yeah. And the thing of it is I know the sibling girls aren't lying because it had to be true because the siblings don't just make this shit up. This isn't something that your brother or sister would just make up to get you in trouble, And the thing about it is, how long had it been going on before these, there's a lot there, Brooks.
Oh, hun, if you just, like I said, everything's a Google search away, there's a lot of answers out there. Deborah, there's enough evidence without the stuff. He doesn't want to be found guilty. He doesn't stand a chance. I agree. Keep filing. Keep spending Jim Boob's money. Keep spending his money. Take your sentence and go serve it. It's never going to be long enough anyway, Joshy Poo. Never.
But and what the hell is he? Sorry, what the hell is he smiling about anyway?
Because he's always been really happy with himself. He's gotten away with stuff. He has gotten away with stuff for years. For years at Brooks. If need be, I'm sure Jill can be called a rebuttal witness. Yep, dangerous Jill. Dangerous Jill. That's what Jim Boob calls her. Because she has gone against the grain and she has stood up for what's right. But at one time, we're going to go to this video. We're going to break it down. I'm only going to play part one because this is a trigger warning for a lot of people. This triggers people, and I don't want to do that. When you see the grooming and the coaching and the conditioning of Jill and Jessa, it tells us a lot about what was going on in that house.
Well, I can tell you one thing. This video has a lot going on it. And I agree with you. You're going to show just the first part of it because there's so much to digest in this video.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bruce said Duggar sicko pedophilia belongs long prison rest of his life. Oh yeah, he does. So let's get to it.
Yep. Pay attention to every detail in this video. It's very revealing. Are you still there, Brooks?
Yep. You see the screen? You see me setting stuff up, buddy?
I see you now, girlfriend.
You think I went to lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, Holly Bean says, what are we about to watch? I had to step away for a moment. We're going to do part one of the Kelly Files with Jill and Jessa. A lot of people, when they talk about this, they talk about Jim Boob and Michelle, their interview first. I always start with Jill and Jessa. That's what I start with. And I kind of go in reverse because we know, just like the WJHL interview with Dawn and Candace, Jim Boob and Michelle are sitting there lying and covering their asses. That's all they're doing. So that's the reason I kind of backtrack. So you're going to see the real victims, not listen to the people that coach them into covering it up. Bruce, how long will Duggar be locked up for? Most attorneys are saying 4 to 5 years. Some people say 20, some people say 10. We're not going to know until April.
And some people say life. Some people say life on a chain in a cage.
Who's saying that, buddy? Is that wishful thinking?
Surely is.
That's just wishful thinking. Yep, don't quote us on that. All right, so I'm going to stop this in between so we can talk about this. Now, when I say things about Jill and Jessa, I'm not victim blaming and I'm not victim shaming. But no, Bruce, we won't know until April. But like right now, speculation, especially like different attorneys that have their own channels, they're saying most likely he'll be out in 4 to 5 years. Not long enough for me. Not long enough for me.
Isn't that just a slap on the hand?
Well, the fact that he's breathing air is a slap on the hand to me because these people are nasty. Linda, new member Linda. Thank you, Linda. Love, love, love when we get new subs, new members. Linda, join Discord because we have a giveaway coming up in a few weeks. A week before Valentine's Day, a way to pamper the members. Get pampered up. All right, here we go. Bear with me.
Tonight, a Kelly File exclusive. For the very first time, two of the young women inappropriately touched by reality TV star Josh Duggar speak out about what happened. Welcome to the Kelly File, everyone. I'm Megan Kelly. Jill and Jessa Duggar are 2 of the 19 kids belonging to Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Their reality TV show on TLC has been a hit for 9 seasons. And tonight, they reveal themselves as victims of their brother Josh's inappropriate touching, saying they want to set the record straight about what really went on some 12 years ago under their parents' roof and what did not. Jill and Jessa Duggar will speak in moments, but we begin with what has proven to be an intense few days for the entire Duggar family.
Okay, tell everybody right now. This, most of you know, some don't, is from 2015. And TLC should be ashamed of themselves. They have promoted these reality shows with cults. Not that people were watching because they want to join the cult. They were just watching the crazy stuff they were doing. TLC, if I was those girls, I would have sued them by now. I would have sued them. For one, Jim Boob kept all their money. That's called child labor. He's worth $3.5 million right now. I would have sued TLC. Just me.
Yep. I'd have ripped them a new one.
Yep. So yeah, 9 seasons. Sometimes, I mean, they were making like $10,000 a day. I mean, reality TV is no joke. These people make bank. They make bank. Besides what they get paid from the network, what they make on their side hustles. And Jim Boob has a lot. But TLC, you are a very exploitative channel. And the fact that you knew before it got broke wide open what happened to these girls and you continue to put them on there, and please don't tell me you didn't know. Deplorable.
Yeah.
An explosive interview.
We went through one of the most darkest times that our family's ever gone through. And our son Josh came to us on his own. And he was crying.
Okay, I got to stop it right there already. All right. For one, This is not their darkest time because they were covering it up. They already knew about this. Also, Josh did not come to them on his own. A babysitter exposed what he was doing. A babysitter blew it open. He got confronted. Trust me, there was a lot of chatter around that house. One second, Blonderella. I still love 90 Day Fiance, but you're right about TLC. Yeah, but 90 Day Fiance, that's a good show, and it's not exploiting kids. That's a totally different one. That's a pretty damn funny show. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
Yeah, the babysitter noticed it, and the wife.
No, it was
didn't.
done. It was done to the babysitter.
Okay. Yeah, but my main point was going to be, and she didn't know any of this was going on. Nope, don't buy it.
Nope. So let's make this clear. The babysitter is the one that blew this open because of what Josh did to her. Josh did not come to them with a stroke of conscience to confess that he had done this to his sisters. And remember, these two on the screen, not talking about me and Kevin, Jim Boob and Michelle, they had been on TV for years and years and years and years covering this up. The dirty things that were going on in their home. Dirty things. Dirty things going on in that house. Yep, Pat, that's Jim Boob. He's right there. I don't know if you can see on the screen. Let me do it right here. Right there in the mint green shirt. There's mint green right there. Jim Boob in the mint green. There's Michelle looking at him, wondering like what to say next. And as you can see right here, she's got prepared notes. Nobody needs prepared notes for their own goddamn life. Not one.
And this went on for, over 9 seasons. So how long had all this shit been going on? Yeah, I guarantee you it's been a while.
I don't think we're ever going to know how long it was really going on in the house because we can't trust anybody with this cult-like mentality to tell. And remember, Joshy Poo was treated almost like a prince in that house. Very, very telling. Very telling. Again, Michelle, and this is how Michelle talks. Well, I only needed notes as a reminder to remind everybody that Josh just made bad decisions as a teenage boy. Nope, nobody needs notes on their own life. All right, so we didn't get too far into it until I had to stop it and remind everybody, Joshy Poo did not have a stroke of conscience. What happened was the babysitter blew him in. Here we go.
And he had just turned 14. And he said that he had actually improperly touched some of our daughters. And it was...
We were shocked. I mean, we were just devastated.
Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar sitting down with the Kelly File for an exclusive interview after In Touch Weekly reveals a...
We're going to break that interview down next week. Like I said, we're starting with the girls first. Hang on one second. Angela, my question is, did something happen to Josh to make him hate his sisters, to hurt them? Nope, he's just a pervert. Oh. And for Jim Boob to sit there and say, he just turned 14. Don't dox yourself. Who in here has sons? I have 3 sons. They all turned 14. None of them ever thought it was okay to inappropriately touch anybody. What Josh did was a lot creepier.
A dark family secret. Their oldest son, Josh, inappropriately touched 5 girls when he was a young teenager, 4 of whom are the Duggars' daughters. How did they find out? What did they do? And why would they launch a reality show knowing of their family's history? How did you first learn that there was a problem with Josh?
He was the one that came and shared on his own. I think as parents, we felt, we're failures. Here we tried to raise our kids to do what's right, to know what's right.
Some people have said, why did they wait? Why didn't they go to the authorities or go for the counseling at the very first time he came to you?
You know, I talked to somebody that worked at one of those juvenile youth sex offender facilities. The success rate is not very good. It was a situation.
Well, Jim Boob, I'm going to stop you right there. Your success rate wasn't very good because you did not do the right thing. Joshy Poo did not come to you. The babysitter did. And you were doing everything you could to cover this up. You did not want him going to juvenile hall. I'm not saying I blame you. There's a million other places he could have gone. He was sent to a Christian work camp is what they called it, which basically he just sat on a bed, did a couple chores, and read the Bible. Blonderella, didn't the babysitter blow his cover? Yeah, it wasn't him. See, they're lying again. They're lying again. And look at note-taking Michelle on her own life sitting there. No, the babysitter blew this in. They can't even tell the truth. They can't tell the truth to save their lives.
Well, why didn't they take some of their millions and get good counseling for him? Yeah, they were devastated when they found out because, okay.
We're so devastated. Yeah. We're a failure as parents. You're a failure because you covered up what your son was doing to your daughters. And don't tell me, Jim Boob, Bruce, will you take calls later on this? Oh, yeah, I'm going to throw that link up. Let me tell you something about Jim Boob. He's extremely controlling of that house. That house is ruled in fear. Fear of him. There is a picture of him in the girls' bathroom. You want to go and do your makeup? Well, they don't wear makeup. Never mind. Put on your chapstick, curl your hair, and put on all your hairspray with a picture of your daddy looking at you. It's all fear of him, fear of God, but his biggest fear is money. Money, money, money. Remember that song? I want money, lots and lots of money. That's Jim Boob.
Or Pink Floyd, money.
Yeah, it's the money. It's the almighty dollar. He got a taste of that. Ooh, and he sold it down the river. Yep, and he's got to pay for that.
Brooks, okay. You're spot on. This is cult mentality at its finest. It really is. It's everything a cult thrives on.
But the number one thing that a cult thrives on, besides brainwashing, money. Money, money, money. They got to have that cold, hard cash. Got to have it. All right, so I'm about tired of looking at those. I'm telling you something, I get so mad when we break this down with these two assholes next week. Be prepared.
Where we felt like our son's heart had gone astray.
What would make you launch a reality TV show about your family, given this?
Okay, I know I keep interrupting. Our son's heart had gone astray. Just like in cultist mentality, last week we spoke about Anna saying he had fallen away from God. We don't make excuses for deplorable behavior. Lisa, their devastation comes across as complacency. They are weird about money. They're weird about money and they're weird about sex. They are weird about those two things. The two most popular things in this world are money and sex, and they are jacked up on both of them. They are messed up.
Past.
We had nothing to hide. We had taken care of all that years before.
The media reaction to our exchange was swift and strong.
A lot of times people do an interview in a situation like this to lay the issue to rest, and I think in this case, this interview may have even raised more questions.
As a father of 3 little girls, this was a brutal hour of television to watch.
Don't bring up God. Don't do it. You can't do that and talk about God forgiving people when you don't have forgiveness in your own heart.
The problem started when you start celebrating people surely because they pumped out 19 kids.
But there is another part of this story. the story you haven't heard until tonight. After we interviewed Jim Bob and Michelle, two of their daughters sat down with us to reveal that they were among Josh's victims.
All right. I'm not a Whoopi Goldberg fan, but I agree with her 100%. Don't ever bring God in to cover up your sin. Don't do it. It's like Don Wells. He loves to quote the Bible to cover up the nastiness he does. Celeste said, what went astray was what was below the belt. Celeste, you're on fire today.
And one of the things that I get tipped my hat off to old Whoopi there is when she just laid it out. You got to be honest with your damn self. You know, you can hide behind God all you want, but it ain't going to work in the end. I don't think he will let that happen.
God doesn't that doesn't work that way. No,
he does not.
Does not work that way. Tammy said, if this happened in 2022, they would have never been able to come back on TV under a new TV show name. Nope. People don't put up with that shit anymore. And, Matt Lauer, what he said, which, he's definitely one to talk because he's had his own problems of abuse. Not even going to bring him up. Hang on. I got to turn my phone down. Sorry, guys. Goodness. How rude of me. But the one guy saying, he's got daughters. And it's very hard to stomach this interview. That's why I'm starting with Jill and Jessa, because this is the hardest one for me. This is very hard for me. Very hard. Then we're going to do part 2. Not today, because this is a lot to take in at once. And then we're going to go to Jim Boob and Michelle. Because I'm telling you. Yep, be a cycle breaker. You're right. You are right.
Revelation coming at a time that had been the happiest of their lives. Jill Duggar Dillard, a new mom, who just gave birth to her firstborn in April. Just 24 years old, her wedding to Derek was televised in a wildly popular episode of the family's TV series.
I do.
And then there's Jessa Duggar Seawald, 22 years old and a newlywed herself, expecting her first child with husband Ben. Their November wedding, also televised, was a huge rating success. Two women who as girls were the subjects of unwanted touching, and who today are the subjects of a media circus. Tonight, they break their silence about their secret and their heartache. So check.
Okay. I know I love Jill too. Jessa gets on my last goddamn nerve because she is still covering for what went on. She still acts like it's not a big deal. I don't know why the other two girls weren't on in this episode. I think they picked the ones that they knew they could convince to cover up. That's what I think. Or that they knew would, trying to think of the right word, trying to think of it. Guys, help me here.
Now you're pulling a Kevin.
I think I am pulling a Kevin. I think they picked the two that they knew would drive this home, that in a nutshell, what they're trying to say, nothing really happened. So just leave us alone.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way. They were getting thousands and thousands of dollars from different churches when they were giving their speeches. TLC, don't get me going on their weirdo garage sales they were having. All knowing that this was definitely a huge skeleton in their closet. I'm sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
No, that's okay. And this is my opinion, in this video here, there is so much denial going on. Yep. It's not being, they are telling a story, true, kudos. But on the other hand, you got to watch the whole video. But on the other hand, denial is so prevalent in this.
Oh, it is. These girls, and mind you, and I'm glad Megyn Kelly pointed it out, they're not girls anymore. They're married women. One has a child, one is pregnant. And they are still under the guise of the Geist, I guess, of Jim Boob. They're still ringing that bell. They still are. It's crazy. Susan, I can't wait to see the docuseries on Amazon Prime either. From what I understand, the Duggars aren't real happy about it. Probably because they're not getting any money from it. Downtown Trina, maybe that's the only way Jessa knows how to deal with it. I mean, could be. I mean, I know her and Ben both are very defensive of her father. I really wish that her husband, being the leader of their household, the way their religion has set it up, that he would take a stand for Jessa the way that Derek has taken a stand for Jill.
Jessa and Jill, thank you both so much for being here. Let me start with your ages. You're 22, Jessa? Mm-hmm. And how old are you, Jill?
24.
Okay. So this happened a long time ago. How old were you? Let me start with you, Jill. How old were you when Josh inappropriately touched you?
I was 12.
12. And how about you?
I guess I was 9 or 10.
Okay. And you are going on the record as being two of Josh's victims. Mm-hmm. Does it feel strange to use that word?
I think we didn't choose to come out and tell our story. This wouldn't have been our first choice, but now that this story has been brought about, we really feel like, as we've been seeing these headlines, as we've been seeing things that people are saying about our family, we feel like as the victims, we have to come out and speak. This is something like we chose to do. Nobody asked us to do this. Jess and I were talking. We're like, oh my goodness.
Okay, now this is Jill talking before she became Jill. Dangerous Jill, the one that was speaking out and going against the grain. This is heavily coached, and this is a lot of intimidation. Jess is looking at her. Now think about it. Jess is 9 or 10. Jill's 12. I don't have a daughter. But I'm telling you, if that went on in my house, it'd be a little more than a strict talking to by the Christian counselor. Sue, brainwashed. They're brainwashed. A lot of people don't like Derek, Jill's husband, but at least they're calling it out. And it really bothers me, and it always has, that in this interview, they kind of have it's not such a big deal.
Yep.
Attitude.
Denial. Yep. It's all denial, in my opinion. There's still denial going on, but.
Yeah, they're groomed. They're coached.
Oh, big time.
Big time. This is bad.
Goodness, most of the stuff out there is lies. It's not truth. Mm-hmm. And so for truth's sake, we want to come out and set the record straight.
But sitting here today was when I said, victims, you furrowed your brow a little. Do you feel like the victim of a molestation?
Well, I think in the case of what Josh did, it was very wrong. I'm not going to justify anything that he did or say it was okay. It's not permissible. But I do want to speak up in his defense against people who are calling him a child molester or.
All right. Grooming 101, coaching 101. He is a child molester. He is. It came out later in court that it was much more than touching over the pajamas. Like I said, Jim Boob is the helicopter dad. And how did he not know that Josh was not getting out of his room? How did the other brothers not know that he was leaving during the night? Again, no victim shaming, no victim blaming. How did the other girls not know he was in the room hovering around trying to pick a victim? Because he had a buffet there of who he was going to pick for the night. It's sick. Their daughters are not valued. That's the reason they covered this up. And how asleep do you have to be to not realize someone's messing with you? And I'm using that term lightly because I don't want to be too graphic. You're laying in your bed, whether it's over the pajamas or what was later described in court. How would you not know? How would you not wake up? This was covered up. I'm sorry. What do you think, Kevin?
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe a little off, but how terrifying for a young girl, for a little girl, to have a grown-ass man come up in their bedroom and put their freaking hands on them because they get off on it sexually.
Mm-hmm.
That's sickening. Seriously, these kids, it would be terrifying as a young kid, and confusing and anger and hurt. That shit just don't go away. And these two girls, these two siblings right here sitting here in this interview, there is still denial that they are not facing, period. It is. And, but I don't know if that come across right, but they're still dodging when I say denial, they're still in this video, they're still dodging the important part of this. And as you keep playing the video, Brooks, I think what I'm trying to say will come across really clear.
Oh, no, I get exactly what you're saying. And I don't think it's so much denial. I think it's intimidation. I think it's grooming. Yep. I think it's coaching. I think we're going to put you on this show. Millions of people are going to see this. And you're going to set the record straight, Jessa. You're going to set the record straight, Jill, that it was not a big deal. That's how that conversation went down between Jim Boob and his daughters. Yeah. Just he said she loves her brother and doesn't want to feel responsible for him going to jail. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of it too.
There's so many emotions mixed up in this saga. Mm-hmm. Yep. It is so dysfunctional. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Downtown Trina, probably scared to get in bed every night. I would be too. I'd be like, is tonight my night? Mind you, this is two of the siblings. The other two aren't on here. This is just the two. Yeah. Think about it. It's time to go to bed. Oh, Lord, I hope it's not my night.
Yeah. And you're laying in the bed, and all of a sudden, it's coming. You see the shadow come into the room. How freaking terrifying that is. Seriously.
Yep.
That is so bad.
Yeah, this heavy petting over the pajamas, I do not believe. And it all came out in trial. And I always kind of wonder, like, exactly how mad Josh and Jim Boob were when Joy actually told the truth of what was really going on. Brooks, how many years did Josh do this? Honestly, we don't know. Because according to them, they were asleep the whole time and didn't know. I'm going to say for a long time.
Isn't it 9 years?
Well, that's the show. The show was on for 9 years. Right. How long Josh was doing this, I don't know. But we know it escalated because he went from his sisters. He married Anna. Okay, Anna's a victim in this too. Anna needs to get away, but I don't think she ever will. People get mad at me dragging Anna. But here's the thing, Anna, you're an adult. There's a lot of people that can help you. You need to get away. You have your own children that he possibly hurt too. Not going to say he did. It's a big possibility. So we go from the sisters. Okay, so he marries Anna, and I'm sure Anna's had her days of abuse. I guarantee she has. Then we have the adult entertainer that thought he was going to kill her. He did his thing on Ashley Madison trying to meet people. Now he's in jail for what he bought and downloaded and pleasured himself to when he was supposed to be selling cars. And it involved an 18-month-old baby.
Yep, that's terrible. That is absolutely horrifying. And we can sit here and talk about it, but I cannot imagine being a child looking up at a monster at nighttime. That sucks.
Uh-huh. But he was just 14 and he
Yeah.
made bad decisions. Oh, thank you, Mama Kay. Thank you, Mama Kay. Love you. I'm going to give you a call later today. We haven't touched base in a long time. Yeah, I blame the TV network too, because there is no way in hell, the way they vet people, they didn't know this was going on. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Or a pedophile or a rapist, some people are saying. I'm like, that is so overboard and a lie, really. I mean, people will get mad at me for saying that, but I'm like, I can say this, you know, I was one of the victims, so I can speak out and I can say this and set the record straight here. Like in Josh's case, he was a young boy in puberty.
See, I'm still sicked out. I'm still sicked out by this. She was told to say this. And mind you, where's Ben, her husband? Is Ben okay with this? She is on Megyn Kelly. Millions of people watching. And again, I'm not victim blaming. I'm not victim shaming. He's not a pedophile. Yes, he is. He's not a rapist. Yes, he is. He was a young boy in puberty. I have 3 sons. They all went through puberty. And Kevin, you have a son. They don't just go ape shit and just start grabbing and violating anything they can. It's cult mentality.
Yep. You know, my son was never like that, but you got to look at it this way too. He didn't have a dad that was a molester. Nope.
Yep, and I agree with Clark right here. Now, we don't know if Jim Boo was a molester. We don't know that. So everyone get that right there. We don't know that. This is a learned behavior from somewhere, but we know for a fact, because we talk about facts on here, it was covered up. Hey, Clark, reading my mind again. Shame on her parents to allow her to believe boys will be boys. That's what I got from that too. He's just a young boy in puberty. So, Jessa, would you be okay if your daughter was molested by your son? Are you going to say, are you and Ben going to say, well, he just hit puberty? He just hit puberty. No. I don't care. I mean, I understand those hormones kick in. I get that. I get it. Doesn't make you violent. Sick.
Oh.
And a little too curious about girls. And that got him into some trouble. And he made some bad choices. But really, the extent of it was mild, inappropriate touching on fully clothed victims. Most of it while girls were sleeping.
We didn't even know about it until he went and confessed it to my parents, and they shared it with us.
None of the victims were aware of what happened until Joshua confessed. And then
it wasn't like we were keeping a secret, afraid or something. It was we didn't know until Josh explained to my parents what his thought process was, what everything was.
How did you learn about it? I mean, did your parents sit you down at a meeting?
My parents took us aside individually, and they said, here's what's happened. And at that point, of course, you're like, oh, you're shocked, you know?
And your parents were the ones to tell you you were molested for
yeah.
And you too?
Yeah.
At the same time or separately?
No, individually they talked.
Let me start with you. What was your reaction to that?
Okay, before we get to that, for Jessa to say he was curious about girls, who's ever been curious about their sister? Come on.
Not in that way, right?
God. That's called incest.
Yep. And something that just caught my attention in that interview is when the girl says, it was just mild, improper behavior. No. The word mild that she used is definitely I'm going to say like a denial thing again. You know, it's just, just blowing it off is mild, improper behavior. No, it's not. It's way more than that. It's not mild. And yes, it is very improper behavior.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, there's no such thing as mild. Just touching the clothes is molestation. There is no mild. It's all bad, horrid, terrible, in my opinion.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's incest. He's curious about girls, so he's got a room not far from his because all the boys are in one room, all the girls are in another. We had no idea. You damn sure did. The babysitter wasn't asleep. The babysitter's the one that called it out. Lisa said, "Oh my, I can't see how Jim Boob isn't the same way." Yep. And like Sal said, like Don Wells, yeah. Like Don Wells said, just play in house. You know, Don Wells was curious too, so incest is best, right? Right, Don?
Yeah. Well, one of Don's daughters got molested on her birthday, and it was just like, oh well, just sweep it under the rug, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah. She didn't
How can
cause
you
any
say
problems.
that?
Yeah, but see, look at this. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. When
Nope.
people have that mentality, like Don Wells, if people don't know about the Summer Wells case, come join us at 9 a.m. tomorrow. When Don said, "Well, she just sucked it up. She just sucked it up. She didn't cause problems for nobody." That's how Jim Boob is. He's making them suck it up. Don't cause your brother problems.
Yep, that's the only reason I brought that up, Brooks, because I did not want to change the subject, but I thought that was a valid point.
Oh, I brought it up first, buddy. You're good.
Okay.
Well, I was like shocked or kind of like, okay, this is strange. Like,
You had no memory of it?
I didn't know. I didn't understand, okay, this is what's happened until my parents told me. And so I think at that point it was just kind of like, it's like you never think like this will happen to me or something. And in our case, you know, it's very mild compared to what happens to some
I know
young
so many
women.
girls go
And
through things that are way
so
worse.
for me, even when my parents came and sat down and told me this, I was like, really? Like, you know, I'm sad, I'm shocked at the same time. Like Jessa was saying, I was shocked. And I'm like, okay, like, and I'm sad because this is my older brother who I love a lot. And so it's like, you know, they're conflicting there.
Did you feel angry?
I did. You know, I was angry at first. I was like, how could this happen? And then, you know, my parents explained to us what happened. And then Josh came and asked each of us individually, I know, but he asked me to forgive him.
Okay, I got a big problem with that. So you tell your daughters that you've been violated in your sleep, which I don't believe. I believe these girls knew way before. This was all a script. You saw Michelle with her script on her lap, okay? They actually, both the girls too, they get the same expression on their face when, you know, they're about to tell a whopper like their mother. Nothing against Jill and Jessa in this interview. It's how they were trained. And
Yeah, I'd like to say something. I'm not trying to pick these two girls apart, but what I'm seeing, in my opinion, in my eyes, I am seeing some learned behavior and denial and just a bunch of stuff. I mean, and we haven't even finished the video yet.
yeah. Yep. Gaelic girl said way worse was Joanna. They all got the same thing. Joanna had she was brave enough to tell. She was brave enough to tell.
My hats are off to her.
Hats are off. Yep. Hey, Clark. There she goes reading my mind again. Textbook grooming. Yep. And like Lisa said, it's bigger than their family. It's TLC. They were doing everything they could to turn this all around to keep the show on the air. Remember, TLC made millions off this family. Jim Boob made millions off that show. They had to find a way to turn it around and make everyone go, he was just a boy. He was just a boy. Boys will be boys. He was curious about girls. Well, everyone at home watching this, like 6-7 years ago, was going, bleh, that's incest. Bleh. Oh.
And I had to make that choice to forgive him, and it wasn't something that somebody forced, like, oh, you need to do this, it's like, you have to make that decision for yourself.
So let's go back in time, because we're ahead of ourselves a little bit. You're 12, you're 10, around there, and your parents sit you down individually and tell you that this happened. Do you remember whether that was 2002 or 2003?
We're little girls at this point.
That's fine. So you had the family meeting. Did Josh go away right after that?
He did pretty soon after. I know at the time I was young, so it kind of seems like everything was a whirlwind or whatever.
Was there time that you were in the house with Josh knowing this prior to him going away?
Not really. I think that whenever it was brought to my attention, it wasn't very long after that Josh would weigh.
Do you remember a dynamic of being in the house thinking,
we were sad.
There's my brother. I know this information now. What am I supposed to do with this?
We were sad whenever he was sent away, because it's your brother. He's like, you're all still kids, But at the same time, it was burned in our memory. Josh made some very bad decisions, and he's going to suffer the consequences of those decisions. It's not something.
No, he suffered no consequences. They made the girls feel guilty. They made them face their brother that didn't just touch them over the pajamas, because I'm not getting more graphic on this. And for him to ask for forgiveness and put those girls on the spot and make the decision right then and there, can you forgive him or not? They are placing him, hence why he's in jail. He's in the jail. He's in the pokey. They made those girls, look at him and forgive him. Sick. And you're right, Alicia. They did not adequately protect them and make them a priority. Leanne, you're right. So brainwashed. What are your thoughts, Kevin? This is a lot to take in.
Oh, no. You know what's sad is those girls were sat down and told that it's just mild molestation. When did molestation, touching a child, ever become mild? And I guarantee you one thing right now. Those girls look at this as mild because that is what they were taught, that you don't go under the clothes. It's just mild molestation. No, molestation is molestation. You put your hands on a kid, you should have to pay the price.
Disgusting. There's no mild anything when someone's assaulted. It's never mild. Never mild. Hay Clark said they were made to feel it was their fault. And that's true. Jim Booth even said one time. Now, this was off the cuff. He thought he was being funny when he said something about having pretty daughters. Still, yes, your daughters are beautiful. That does not give Joshy Poo the right to violate them, or any other man for that reason. Because a woman is attractive, that's not an open invitation. I don't care how you act, what you wear, what you look like. That is not an open invitation to violate anyone. These people are sick. They're sick. They're sick. Like Just Me said, well, he apologized. What more do you want? Yeah. Joshy Poo apologized. Yeah. Joy was 4 or 5. And I can't even imagine. And Joy's the one that has the best memory of what happened. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
I guarantee you.
Get the chance to, maybe you were feeling, you said you were feeling angry, but did you get the chance to express that anger to him? Did you fight?
No. I think for us, our situation is so different than most girls in that he was he's very subtle in the way, like he knew in his mind my actions are wrong and I have bad intentions, but he was very sly, like the girls didn't catch on, you know? Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, if he catches the girl sleeping, you know, like a quick feel or whatever, and or like.
Good God, he was really sly. He caught a quick feel or whatever. We knew he had bad intentions. These girls, again, not victim shaming, not victim blaming, but their grooming, their coaching, and the way they were raised, because any other woman would be furious and they would never have had anything to do with him ever again. You're right, Brianna. Jessa is stone cold, trained well by the IBLP. A feel. Just caught a feel. My brother just caught a feel. Why are they not grossed out? I would have. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, this is grooming at its
not really
finest.
aware, you know, in the situations that happened when the girls were awake, it was like they weren't aware of what was happening. Mm-hmm. It was very subtle. Mm-hmm. And so I think that for us, it's like, okay, we realize this is serious, mm-hmm. but at the same time, it wasn't like a horror story or like this terrible thing where we're like, oh my goodness.
That's one of the headline covers, House of Horrors.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
That is not how you view it.
No, and I think my parents, they acted, and I can see looking back as an adult, now they handled the situation very well. Yes. They set up safety guards in our house, and they acted, you know, they sent Josh away, they had to get help. When he came back, he was a totally different person, mm-hmm. like totally different.
How did that manifest itself? How did you see that?
I mean, you just tell. I mean, he was repentant whenever he left. And he was very, like, apologizing. When he came back, it was just like, okay, I can see he's made some life changes here.
Okay, I got to stop it right there. So when she says they put safety guards up in the house, were they worried about the other boys? What did they do, lock them in the room? Did they get cameras? I don't get it. He was repentant when he left. Jessa sounds just like her dad, the way she talks. Repented doesn't mean anything to me. And it's terrible enough what went on when Josh was 14, attacking his sisters. It wasn't handled, and that's the reason he's in jail now.
Well, as up to this video, I guarantee you that why is it that everything that surrounds this monster type behavior to these people, it's all mild. How? And that's the mindset that leaves you with your conclusion. I mean, what about this? It's all mild. It's not a big deal. He just, you know, was touching me, and he was a boy. They go bullshit. Nothing is mild in this type of behavior. It's all violent, and it's all so horrific and terrible. It's mild is a joke of a word.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that the guidance and the leadership and stuff of parents, they didn't have it. Nope.
No. Because they're chasing that dollar.
Yep.
He said he was sorry. He was repentant, chasing that dollar. Not that the girls got any of it. Nope. Child labor. I can give you a lot of crimes that came from this family.
During this time, and he's never again going to go down that path.
Did you feel scared at all that he might resume?
You know,
when this happened, when my dad and mom sat down with us and shared with us what happened, and Josh asked us to forgive him, we had to make that choice that I think everyone has to make. And my dad explained to us, he said, you know, there's a difference between forgiveness and trust. That's not the same thing. You know, you forgive someone and then you have boundaries. Forgiveness with boundaries. And so trust comes later. You know, Josh,
destroyed that trust at the beginning. And so he had to rebuild that. And so I think when he came back, that was his point of, okay, when he asked us to forgive him, that was the point of rebuilding. And so from there,
what were the safeguards that were put into place just to make sure?
Well, not, I was going to say, not, being alone. My parents said, okay, we're not going to do this hide and seek thing where two people go off and hide together, and
Not babysitting the girls.
Just
At night in your room?
Yeah.
Locked?
Locks on the doors. Everybody's in bed. Girls in the girls' room, boys in the boys' room.
Yeah.
Lock the girls in. No more hide and seek. I'm glad they answered that question because I forgot that was going on. Do you have a sprinkler system in the house, Jim Boob? What if there was a fire? You have to lock the girls up when he came home. What if, was there a problem with the other boys we just don't know about? Were they curious too? Just asking. Because I don't know. You can have forgiveness.
Nothing like locking all your victims in one room.
Yeah.
Wow. He had a damn buffet.
You're right.
This is sick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That man had his, boy, I bet he thought he was something. Walking in there all creepy ass, putting his hand on his siblings. But it's okay because he didn't go under the clothes. It was just mild molestation. Nope. I'm driving that home today. There is no such thing as mild molestation. It's all horrific, terrifying, and just plain right evil.
Yep.
In my opinion.
And like Alicia said, it was a crime. It wasn't just a betrayal of their trust. Now think about, that's an amazing point. Now think about this. Imagine he comes back home. You're not free to leave your room when you go to bed. There's a lock on your door where you can't get out. Think about that. This has happened to you. You're in the safest place on the universe, which is called your home, but you're locked in your room because your brother's back. Think about the psychological damage that does, not just to the victims, but all the other girls in the room. We have to be locked in here. That way no one gets in and hurts us. I.E. Our brother.
Yeah.
How sick is that? How sick is that?
How can you tell your kids to lock the door when they're freaking, how terrifying. I can just see it. All right, kids, it's time to go to bed. He's probably all happy that the girls are going to bed. But the thing of it is that, how these girls knew what was coming in the dark. How I can't even imagine the emotions they were feeling when the parents just said something this simple. All right, time for bed. Can you imagine?
I wouldn't want to go to bed. I wouldn't want to go to bed.
What's waiting for you? How scary is that? Seriously, to a kid. That's why in these cases there's so much long-term professional counseling that needs to be done. I don't care, even when you're an adult, this stuff like this, it leaves a huge scar, and you just don't get over it with the quickness at all.
Mm-mm. Nope. And I cannot imagine saying that the safeguard is make sure you lock your door so he doesn't get in there. No, makes me sick. So that was the safeguards. It's a wonder Megyn Kelly didn't just lose it.
And so, they just, and as a mother now, I look back and I think, my parents did such an amazing job for me. Even when we went through the DHS investigation, they complimented my parents on what an amazing job they did through that process. And so I think not only taking the legal actions that they did, and then going the extra mile. And yet I see, as a mom, I hope that I can set up the same safeguards in my family that they did. And
okay, so this is a different Jill than the Jill we have now. You should never have to have safeguards in your family because you have a daughter and a son. You should never have to tell your daughter, keep your doors locked because I want to make sure your brother doesn't sneak in there and do something to you. Everyone's smelling what I'm stepping in?
Oh, my shoes are covered in it. And it starts with the letter S.
Yep. Stepping in shit. Yep.
Yep.
And DHS complimented them on what a wonderful job they were doing. Yeah, of course they did. When you have millions pouring in, who had, let me ask you something. If you have safeguards in your home, inside the walls, we all have security systems. We lock our door at night, windows locked, patio door locked, all that stuff. But who would tell their daughter, keep your door locked? This is a safety precaution to make sure none of your brothers, especially the one that's already done it, gets in here and bothers you. Who? I think we don't even need a poll. We don't even need a poll on this.
Yeah, I'm sure a locked door didn't stop him. It's pretty easy to get into a locked door, so I don't know. It's just all sick.
It is.
I mean, you go to bed at night, you sleep tight, pumpkin. Have a great night, Yeah. Wow. Mind blowing. That's all it is.
Well, not like these girls were tucked in bed by Jim Boob and Michelle. Hell,
Right.
They were raised by Jana. Every sibling raised another one, and the best they could do is when when Joshy Poo hit 14 and was curious about girls, which happened to be his sisters, safeguards in place, lock your door.
Yeah. What are the parents saying? All right, girls, lock your door because Yoshi Poo's going to come in tonight. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's mild. He only touched your clothes, so you'll be okay. Yeah. Bullshit. You'll be okay.
And that's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. Exactly what they said. Good.
Another more shitty parents.
And, reaching the heart of their children, and not only trying to take care of Josh, but us girls.
For the record, did you ever have any trouble with any other family members?
No.
This is just about Josh.
Yeah. No.
And just about the period prior to counseling.
And my parents did talk with us, when all this came up, they sat down with all of us kids, every age, sat down and just said, if anyone ever touches you inappropriately, come and tell mom and dad, you have a voice.
Did you start to think of yourself after they told you as a victim? I mean, is there a moment where the light goes off that, wow, I am the victim of molestation?
I don't believe so. I don't think it was like.
No, well, I think in our situation, like I said, we weren't aware that was going on.
Mm-hmm. So because when you talk to child molestation victims, they often talk about feeling shame, things like that.
Well,
did you go through any of that given the circumstances here?
I think definitely when we were doing the DHS investigation and they're asking you to tell your story, that's probably, it's one thing to talk to mom and dad and say, wow, okay, this happened, but it's another thing when a complete stranger is like, tell me your story here. And so
our parents told us, they said, we all went down there, they took us down there and they said, we're going to share what happened here. And they told us, our parents told us, be completely open and honest.
They're here to help you,
share what happened.
And you met with the investigators and you told them your story.
Complete strangers to us,
We did, we told them we were honest. Here's what happened. And we told them the complete story. And my parents said, this is not something that people are going to blab around. This is something you can tell them, you can trust them. Tell them your story, just like you talk to mom and dad. It's a safe place to talk. And so,
and yet,
unfortunately, not.
Well, what were they going to tell, considering they knew nothing was going on and they were asleep? What were they telling them to tell? Can
Right.
someone help me here?
They tell mom and dad, right? And what's the
Just
solution? The final solution that comes up. Lock your door at night. How about let's hear a little more about how the parents were disturbed by these actions from their son. Why aren't we hearing stories about intense counseling? No, lock your door. That's about all that was done, in my opinion.
Yep. And like Holly Bean says, apparently mom and dad aren't safe. But I want to know again. I'm going to ask again. Maybe chat can help me here. What
Of course
were
they
they?
can. They're awesome.
We have the best. We have the best community on YouTube. The best community on YouTube. What are they going to tell, since earlier in the interview, and I can rewind it, when they said they had no idea what was going on. Their parents had to sit them down and tell them. So what are you going to tell? I was asleep and didn't know. My parents told me. End of story. I didn't know. But then they're told to talk to these people and tell them what happened. Well, if you were asleep, you were asleep. I don't believe they were asleep. I believe they were victimized. I believe they were violated. So why were they told by Jim Boob and Michelle to talk to them just like it's mom and dad? It's a safe place. Tell them what happened. They clearly said they didn't know what happened. They were told by their parents. I've always been very confused about that. Yeah, Sarah, yep, take a deep breath. She said, I'm triggered. I'm going to go, because in reality, they were shaming their daughters. Absolutely, they were. These are tough subjects, guys. We're not about likes and views here. We love having a community. We love having everyone come together and talk about these very, very tough things. But if at any point, you feel your blood pressure up in your ears, click out. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Yeah, because this isn't Disneyland for sure.
Nope. We're not talking about landscaping. We're not talking about the newest recipe. We're not talking about celebrities. It's tough. It's tough.
No, we're talking about kids that were terrified.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about, people. Think of, the act of molestation is one thing, but the terror leading up to the action is just something that I can't wrap my mind around how scared these kids are. That is so bad.
And the aftermath.
Yep.
And the aftermath. Lisa, you're right, because TLC is the big daddy saying keep it mild. They were trying to find a way to turn this around. TLC didn't care about the kids. Jim Boob and Michelle didn't care about the kids. But to say it's a safe place, just talk to them. But early on, they said they didn't know. Their parents told them. So what? They go in there and say, well, our parents just told us that Josh was doing this to us. But he's repentant now. No. So I think that's the end of... Yeah. So we'll get to part 2 on another episode. I'm going to put the link up. Bruce said he wanted to come up and give his thoughts on this. And mind you, this interview was in 2015 on the Kelly Files. Since then, Joshy Poo has had more children and is now in jail for more disgusting behavior. So, Bruce, if you're still in here, grab the link, or whoever wants to come up and discuss this, because I just cannot believe that this happens to your little girls and you make them face the brother, talk about forgiveness, repentance, and all this stuff. Their lives are worth something too, Yeah.
Okay. God tells you to forgive and forget. Forgive and what was I doing? Damn it. you know, you need to forgive people, but you don't forget what happened. Well, I look at this and it seems to me they're saying with the God card, you know, forgive and forget, you know, completely. It was just mild, no problem. You know, he'll be fine. You guys will be fine. Bullshit. Nothing, you know, nothing happens if nothing happens. It don't get done. So, parents. It all comes down to parents.
Yep. And we say all the time, we need tougher laws. No, we need better parents.
Yeah, we do.
We need better parents. That's what we need. It's not anyone's job except for the two that made the baby. That's
And trust
it.
me, I don't have these type of issues, but you know, there's days when, you know, I feel like I could have, you know, definitely been a better parent and stuff. But this stuff here, man, it's almost unexcusable, period. It really is.
We all have those days where we're like, man,
Yep.
I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have missed this. Yeah, I mean, but this is totally, totally different. And I don't know about the whole forgive and forget thing that, you know, you're saying that God said. Forgiveness is key, but it's to let you heal. It's not about letting that toxicity back into your life.
Right.
So
That was the point. I'm sorry, Brooks. That was the point I was trying to make. You know, you forgive, but you don't forget. I mean, you can't forget shit like that. No way. You know?
we got a bunch of people backstage. We lost a few.
Oh, good.
Hang on, Bruce is coming up. Hey, Bruce, what are your thoughts, my friend?
Hey, what's up, you guys?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Kevin? You know, I'm not trying to put like them girls down, but this is just my personal opinion. I believe that Josh or somebody in that family or something of TLC or somebody paid them girls to say, hey, don't say this, you know, because this will maybe screw our ratings. So say this, you know, but that's just my personal opinion of it. I think it's disgusting. He belongs in prison for the rest of his life.
You're right on. You're right on. You're right on. And TLC did put a lot of pressure on them when Oprah broke this open.
Well, thank God for her for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, Oprah does some stuff right every now and then. And that was definitely one of them because people were tuning in. I mean, my God, it was like a crack addiction. I mean, the Duggars are like the Kardashians, just on opposite realms of the spectrum. They're a very heavily followed family. Oh, we lost Kevin. Heavily followed family. And they have to protect their brand. They have to.
You know, I'm going to tell you one real quick thing. The reason I liked coming in, and I didn't ever think I would in this crime stuff, okay, because it can be gory, which you already know. I don't have to tell anybody in here. But my friend was murdered when I was a teenager. It was a girl I went to church with. You know, we did, you know, her and a couple of our friends always hung out. But she had disabilities, and you know, and this is the problem is with people having money. This is the kind of stuff like the parents would do, give her, you know, because her parents had a lot of money. So basically, she was rolling around downtown Portland, Oregon, and basically kind of just buying drugs and doing stuff. Well, they didn't like that, and they wanted her money. They want, you know, they were street people, and it's nothing against homeless people, but she got murdered because she was a giving person.
Right. And there is no more forgiving person than a child than a child. All
We
their
were teenagers. We were just teenagers, Kevin.
Yeah.
Teenage kids, 15 years old.
Yep. You know, kids, if parents tell the kids that the moon, you know, a kid young, the moon's made of cheese, they're going to believe it. So
True.
The sickness, I mean, let's look at this. How many times maybe did those siblings, those girls, approach the parents? We don't know that. This just didn't happen overnight, in my opinion. This shit's been going on for a while.
Agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's sick.
This was not a one-time thing. I think that they had some ideas of what was going on. I guarantee Joy told them. Because she was way she had a lot of information when she testified against her brother in his trial back in November. Why do we keep getting this crap in here? Block, bitch, block.
This was the thing this is one thing I respect and love about you guys here. Okay, you two is people you guys take it serious. It's fun. It's entertaining. You tell your opinion of how it is. You, Kevin, the people in the chat. Okay, but you got people running around doing bizarro stuff, and then people wonder and I'm not saying Don or anybody. They're getting drunk and doing dumb stuff, and they're going panel hopping. Who in their right mind thought that was a good idea? Get drunk and go and tell the world. Take that beer, that twisted tea, or whatever it is, or any of these kind of people. If you're parents, you go, and if you care, you go after and find the sources. You go look. You don't let this predator freak do this to your kids. In Don's case, he was getting drunk and doing the weird stuff. And then people wonder, well, why are you calling my brother a pedophile? Or why are you so mad at me? Well, guess what? You're making a damn circus of this. When people are trying to put out the awareness for your kids. That's what sickens me about Don Wells. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy.
And real quick, I don't want to interrupt you. Some people are asking who Don Wells is. It's another case.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up, but
no, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's an open panel. He's the father of Summer Wells. She's been missing since June 15th out of East Tennessee. But no, you're right. These parents have got to quit. They've got to quit. People say, they scream it. Oh, CPS, we need tougher laws. We need this. We need that. No, we need better freaking people raising kids. We need better people.
You're right. Brooke, Kevin, you're both right. Like I said, I know I just had found you a couple weeks ago, been to a couple of your lives when I could, but I just want to say that you guys are awesome people. It's not about us. It's about these girls that I wish, it's about the other thing with the little girl. But I do thank you because I've been on a lot of these cases and participating with people, and I am so irritated in how irresponsible people are.
Take a deep breath.
Amen.
With me, take a deep breath. I've been doing this a long time.
Thank you. I'm just going to jump back down, but thanks.
Oh, you're welcome anytime,
thanks for
buddy.
being here. We're not ever being disrespectful to the victims or what's going on. We just try to keep it as light as possible.
But you guys are good. You guys are awesome people, and I thank you for making the awareness of all these cases, because that's what it's about. You guys are doing it the right way.
Yeah, I thank you for speaking up. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Bruce. Hey,
all right.
Send me an email. You've been wanting to come to
I sent you one.
Oh, you did? I haven't checked. Sorry.
Well, just check when you have time. You don't need to do it right this second. Do your show, okay? I don't want to hold up anything.
All right. We'll see you in Discord. Let me see.
Don't worry. I'll get there.
Ooh, I got a bunch of emails. Damn.
Oh, you're all right, guys.
I didn't get one from you, though.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
All right. I'll go resend it.
And I got one from Amanda.
Okay. I'll go resend it. Maybe I didn't.
A few other people.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey, see you tomorrow, Bruce. 9 a.m. He jumped out.
There you go.
Yep.
There's a boy that cares.
Yeah, he does. Well, Gaelic girl was in line and she dropped out. Here comes. Oh, I see Deb. Hang on. Some of you are not coming up. Some of you are not coming up that are backstage, by the way. because I know who you are. Hey, Deb.
Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Hey, Deb.
This is a tough one, right? When the girls were saying, and I'm not victim shaming, mild touching, that is not even two words that should be in the same sentence.
Nope. You keep your damn hands off of other people.
That's correct. And don't tell me, I mean, we were all kids at one time. If someone was touching you inappropriately, you would wake up. They knew it. They knew it. They were getting paid by their big daddy to say what they said, just so that it needed to blow over. And what is it? DPS or CPS or whatever you call it over there.
Mm-hmm.
Went
it's
over
different
there
in
and
every state. It's different in every state, but for them to congratulate them,
yeah, I
you
know.
did a great job. I'm sure on the outside it looked great to them.
It's not a big deal. It was just mild molestation. Not a big
No,
deal.
no. I can't. I don't believe that they said that. I don't believe it.
Oh, she did say that in that interview.
No,
She
no, no,
wrote
no.
it
But
off
I
as
don't believe that DCS actually said that to the
No,
Duggars.
no, God,
no.
no.
No way. No way. If Erin was up here, our friend, the girl that works in CPS,
Yep.
she'd tell you. She'd tell you that they don't say, yeah, great job. Your son did nasties to your girls. But, great job bringing them up. What?
Oh no, she'll tear this up on the replay. Trust me, she's in court today. She will tear this up on the replay.
I want to call Kelly and do an interview with her with old Joshy Poo.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yep, let's I would love for Megan Kelly because I love her and she's
no shit.
I don't know how she didn't just jump through. I mean just I don't know how she did that interview because she knows that everything about it was wrong. She knows part 2 with the girls is wrong. She knows talking to Jim Boob and Michelle, everything there just stunk of wrong. It's really hard to contain yourself when you're staring straight at wrong. You're staring straight at wrong. I don't know. My hat's off to her. I love her personally. I know a lot of people don't. I love her.
Yeah, I like her too. She takes things straight on. But now and after that they had a lock on their door. Well, guess what? Joshy Poo's got a lock on his cell now.
There you go.
And if they would have done something, sorry, Brooke.
On his door now too.
Sorry, Brooke. If they would have done something back then, like really something, like real therapy or going to the cops, I don't know. He may have, he may not have, because I think he's deranged. I think he's deranged. I'm sorry.
It was just mild molestation. No worries.
No, mild and molestation don't go together. That doesn't go together in the same sentence.
Exactly.
I'm not yelling at you, Kevin. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm. I'm just making a point. I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying. This isn't mild. You don't sweep this under the rug.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not yelling at you in particular. I'm yelling at.
No one said that you were yelling. No one said you were
No,
yelling.
no.
Only Brooke yells at me.
That's right. Man, me and Kevin get into it. You guys have no idea what happens. We're on the phone.
Oh,
damn.
Huh. You haven't heard me and Brooks.
Yeah, me and Deb get into it too. I'm a fiery person. And here's the thing. And I mean, every parent is different. Every parent's different. The way you raise your kid. I'm not a parenting expert by any means. Okay, my sons turned out wonderful. Great. Responsible. I mean, the most precious thing in my life is my little granddaughter. I mean, she's my stepdaughter's daughter, but she's still, my granddaughter. And man, when I see her, my face lights up. I probably watch her videos 100 times a day, just when I get a break. But when my kids were little, I was never the parent that says, oh, go give your uncle a hug. Oh, let your aunt kiss you on the cheek. Oh, go sit on such and such's lap. I mean, when people would ask my sons, "Oh, do you have a girlfriend yet?" I'd be like, "He's 4." See, that shit to me is not okay. You can't confuse children with adults. Who the hell would ask a 4-year-old, "Do you have a girlfriend yet?" I would get so mad about that stuff. And I'm like, no, don't touch my kids. Don't. Get your hands off my children. And I mean, but then you turn around and you see these freaks, and they're like, well, we just had the girls lock their rooms up so that way they'd feel safe. That did not make them feel safe. All right, hang on, Gaelic girl, she's getting reconnected. Hello?
Hi, guys.
Hey, my buddy from Ireland.
Yeah, we love her.
How's things going over there?
Good.
That's good to hear. No, look, guys, seriously, parenting is there's no set rules. You learn, you go day by day, you do your best, but you love your kids unconditionally. Every single one of them. Yes.
Yes.
But when one steps out of line, the first time they step out of line, that's when you gotta put the boundary down and you gotta tackle that problem. Then you don't wind up years later in the position that this family is now in.
100%.
I love your accent. I love your accent. And you're right. Who could do that?
However, the whole point of this interview, it wasn't about the girls. It was to make Golden Boy everything's okay. Josh, the golden boy of the family.
Yep.
The megastar, at that point he was heading for the Senate and God knows what they were thinking, But as long as everything was rosy in his garden, to hell with the girls, let them suffer, what about it?
Yeah.
But
Thank God. I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
The one point I have to make is, they take him to see a law enforcement or the local sheriff at the time. It comes out in the trial, this guy is in prison serving time for the very same thing that Josh is now convicted of.
Yeah, something similar. You're right.
I mean,
it escalated to a point where he was downloading this stuff and he was watching it because he was getting off on it, my friend. He's a sick ticket.
He's beyond sick. He's beyond it.
I'm glad to finally talk to you, Gaelic girl.
Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, you need to come into, because see, Gaelic girl, she's in Discord. So guys, send me an email, come to Discord. We have a lot of fun in Discord, especially in general voice chat. You never know what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
Deb will tell you.
It's a thing here in Ireland as well. Yeah, we were just don't know what's going to happen next. But
we're a good group. We're a good group. We like to keep it light, but
honestly, I've never done this, and I've watched YouTube channels and just been like, "Oh hell, these lot are crazy. I'm out of here."
Mm-hmm.
But I found this channel and it was covering summer, and I just like the objectivity, the no drama thing, not the glorify the whole thing. It was about the child, not about all the sideshow, not about all the rubbish that's happening now.
No, I will not do that. I will not do that.
Which everybody else seems to concentrate on.
Not because I can't hang, not because I can't fight with them. It's petulant behavior.
Yeah, and in the end,
why would you take focus off of a missing child, or in this case right here, I mean, an 18-month-old baby that was sacrificed to make a essay video? Why would you take the focus off that? Because you want to fight with a YouTuber. And I get it. People jump in and they do that. I get it. Okay, fine. That's your flavor of ice cream, not mine.
But my thing was actually how I came across the Duggars was extremely odd. My niece had started watching them way back when, like it was, I don't know, 14 kids or something like that, you know? And because at the time I took care of her while her mum was working, I kind of started watching it, kind of glancing at it, you know, but I was like, you know, there's something about these people. This just doesn't seem normal. No family is conflict free. No family is holy. No family is without disagreement. They don't all love each other all the time. You know, there's something about these people. And Jim Bob just, ugh. Day one, he gave me, like, you know, just, what do you call it, spidey senses. Call it what you like. And Ma Shelley, as I call her, because of the voice, she just sounds like a marshmallow talking. Her I'd love to meet sometime and just have a lovely long conversation with.
Right?
You know, I don't know if it'd be lovely with me, but okay.
I mean, these people go with blanket training from the Pearls.
The blanket training, I don't agree with at all. I mean,
yeah, no,
people,
here we're talking about
everyone, parent your children the way you feel, but I've never believed in blanket training, and it's a big thing in a lot of communities, but I don't agree with it.
Well, it's definitely a big thing for them. So I kind of dived a little bit into Bill Gothard and the IBLP. And if you do actually Google their like mission.
Oh, we lost her. Brooks?
Hey, all the way from Ireland. That's awesome.
But we lost her.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Oh, she'll be back.
Oh, there she is.
Unmute yourself. Gaelic girl.
Yep. Press on the mic button because you're muted, honey.
Oh, crap.
There you go.
Hi, sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Linda. Best channel ever. No drama, just great discussions. We've got a great community. Best chat on YouTube.
Like, I just dived into their kind of mission statements and all this type of thing, you know? But seems it's okay if Josh, She-Boy, or whoever, you know, goes to dad, mum, blah-de-blah, whoever, and says, I repent and the Holy Spirit has come into me and I'm sorry for everything I've done. And once he does that, that's it. That's okay. That's fine. It's done with, you know? As long as he does that, that's fine. He's made it up with God and that's it. So under their umbrella then, it comes to the girls. But with the girls, the victims, the girls are actually, it's written down as the victim. What did you do to cause this? Did you behave inappropriately for this to happen to you? I'm not joking. You can Google this, and this crap is real.
Yeah, it's so real. It upsets my stomach every day.
You know, you have got to look into your heart and see that this was God testing you and that you're willing to forgive your abuser. So Jim Bob used all this manipulation on his daughters just primarily to get a show back on air. He really didn't care beyond that. I'm sorry if that sounds awful, but that's my point of view.
No, you're right. He didn't care because he's chasing that almighty dollar. Cults have to have money and they've got to have people to continue going. It's a business. It's a business of brainwashing. A cult is a business of brainwashing. You got to have people and money.
And like I said, now you see where Jill has broken away with Derek, who might have a feeling because once they married, they headed off to Central America. They weren't long back when they left the show, and I was always like, has this guy clicked onto something? Does he get a vibe? Is there something, that he's not comfortable having his children around these people, living with these people?
No, I don't blame him at all. I do not blame him. I do blame Ben.
Oh yeah, well Ben is like well, he's Jim Bob's lapdog basically.
Yeah, Ben knows damn good and well. Ben,
apparently,
you know what your wife went through. Are you going to say the same thing if this happened to your child?
No,
I hope not. I hope not.
He's now a pastor in some, I don't know, church of another description. But because we've been kind of a nice mouthpiece for Jim Bob and kind of look over here, keep looking away from Josh, look at everything except Josh. Apparently they are now getting a new house, allegedly. Jessa and Ben, that is.
I guess they're rehabbing a house. I don't do like celebrities and reality TV. I know they've got something going on with that because someone else sent it to me. And trust me, it's really entertaining. I don't have the brain cells to sit there and talk about that stuff. I mean, I got a picture, and don't ever stop sending me emails, guys. Don't ever stop sending me anything.
Oh, no, I don't mean it in that sense, but I can 100% assure you that Jim Bob owns that house somehow or another.
Of course he does. Of course he does. He's a millionaire. Yeah, he owns the house. He owns a lot of properties. Yeah, and they rehab houses. I mean, he's not a poor man by any means. This defense for Joshy Poo was a drop in the bucket. That was nothing.
Also, the first camp I've discovered by just pure accident that Joshy Poo was sent off to was ran by none other than Claire Spivey's parents, who is now married to his brother.
Yep, Justin and Claire are married. They're all part of the cult. I have to address this comment really quick. I don't mean to cut anybody off. Sarah said, I heard before, JB says this behavior from Josh is common in his church. Why the hell would you be okay with that? Because he's a perv too. You saw the mint green shirt. He's a perv too. He's a perv too.
I'm sorry, but no dad can get on the stand and honestly say they don't remember the time that their daughters were abused. The worst time in a child's life.
Of course he
and
remembers.
Their father doesn't remember. No.
Nope. Because it's just mild molestation.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, it's perjury. Call a spade a spade. He perjured himself.
He did. That's yet just another one of their crimes. Hide behind the Bible all you want. Bill Gothard wants nothing to do with you anyway. That's a true statement.
They ousted Bill Gothard because of the same behavior.
Yeah. They didn't start out that way when they got married. And now they have a different church they're going to, which, hey, fine, tithing's tithing. So, I mean, take it in. If you get their 10%, good for you. But
it's about making money. Yeah, of course.
Money. Gotta have chasing that dollar. Cold hard cash. Gotta have it.
Anyway, guys, that's just kind of my what would you call it, theories on the whole situation. But
I think you're 100% spot on. How are you enjoying Discord and everything?
I have to say I'm really enjoying your Discord. I've never been on one before. It's pretty funny at times. Sometimes I wanted to throw the iPad across the room when it comes to certain people, MGL and co. But I've calmed down again because I just reckon, my iPad's more valuable than them. But
yeah. And you're more valuable in our Discord, honey.
But they make to be honest, what they're doing over in America, here, it couldn't happen. You show up outside someone's workplace and do that, you're going to be arrested. You show up outside my gate and do anything like that, you're going to be arrested. And you will also be handed a barring order. And if you come back, you will then go to prison. That's the way the ships run over here.
Well, you're in Ireland and we're in America, and we're actually going to address that tomorrow, because I've had a lot of comments asking like how that really went down and how that works out. And so I'm going to address it tomorrow, not on this show, not cutting you off, but I'm going to make it really clear tomorrow that that's just, that's how it went down.
But don't get me wrong. I mean,
no, I'm not getting you wrong. I'm just saying that I'm going to.
Everybody does have a right to a voice and a right to protest, but not to harass. That's a totally different thing. You can protest and you can be heard without harassment.
Well, we're going to address it tomorrow, and we're getting way off track, and it's not your fault.
I'm sorry, sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. It's mine. It was, the whole thing was set up. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. It's not what you think.
Look, it was lovely talking to everybody. Very nice to have met everybody so far. It's been a pleasure. And guys, look, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. It's the most reasonable and relatable channel I've come across that makes any type of sense. And thank you for that.
Well, we love having you here. We love having you here. I love going back and forth with you in Discord. Love seeing you in chat. We have the best chat on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, we do.
I would have to agree with that. And some good characters.
We have a lot of characters. We got some funny people. I mean, Kevin, he skates around YouTube. Kevin, have you seen a better chat than ours?
Absolutely not. And I'm not just saying that because we're on this channel at all. No, I think we are. We call a spade a spade. It is what it is. And you can come up with your own theories and opinions. That's what we're all about. We love to hear them.
Exactly. And that's what it has to be about, because just maybe somebody will hit on a theory that is actually plausible.
Or even better yet,
Ed Wallace when he comes back, when we go live or upload another video. Today I want to talk about Harmony Montgomery. Obviously, this is a...
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hi, sorry guys, I'm not sure what happened there.
I heard Harmony Montgomery. We got a show about her tomorrow too. I've been working on it between shows today.
There must be something just came up on YouTube and I hit off it because I'm on my phone instead of the iPad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's a press conference apparently, but that's getting off track. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, look, guys, it was very nice to talk to you. And, as I said, keep the fight going. Somebody has to stand up for these babies. And it's just great to see so many people with good hearts. That's all. And...
Well, yeah. And you know what? It's a cold day in hell when people like us care more about their kids than their own parents. That makes me sick.
Well, I think there's actually a special place there reserved for those people.
Yeah.
A very, very special place reserved for all of those parents.
Well, you can name a prison after me and put them in.
I don't think we have anything we could name after you. Kevin Reed.
Kevin B. Max Security.
Yep.
Kevin is a great guy.
Well, then it must be a cold day in hell because we do care more about these kids than their own parents.
Yep.
It gets exhausting day after day after day after day. I would love to have one day where there is nothing on the news about one child being harmed. And like when I think, to get back on subject, when I think about the Duggar girls, that were victimized in their own home, and that's what most people are here to talk about.
Yeah.
And the most they got was a lock on the door,
Yeah.
and they got to face the person that victimized them, and they had the choice to forgive him or not. That's not how that shit works.
Well, they really didn't have the choice by their teachings. You know what I mean? If they didn't forgive, they were sinners. So they didn't have a choice.
I'm going to go right back to what I've been saying all day. Just mild molestation, no big deal.
Ah, yeah. Look everywhere bar at the problem.
What really bothered me is when the girls said, not victim shaming, not victim blaming, when they said, mind you, this was from years ago, some girls have had it much worse. That's not the fucking point.
Exactly.
That's not the goddamn point. Because the other girl was killed in an alley doesn't mean you got off better.
No.
Are you freaking serious?
But they're just so, what would you say? I can only assume it's brainwashing. I mean, we don't have these types of cults here or different types of religions or whatever, But it just must be something that's drilled into them from day one. You serve your husband, no, actually, you do everything under your dad. You do what your dad says, dad says, dad says, dad says. Then it's husband, husband, husband. As long as it's always what a man says and not against the church teachings, everything is rosy in the garden.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. I think there's good and bad people in every religion.
Oh, 100%. I mean, hell, I live in Ireland. Believe me, I know about it.
Well, the worst person in the universe is in church. Satan. He's there every day.
He's in every church. Every single church, denomination, no matter what you go to, it's there. It's whether you choose to follow that or not. Anyway, folks, I wish you all a very nice evening or afternoon. I'm not quite sure what time it is there.
It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon here. I loved you coming up. I love your accent. Love hearing your insight.
Well, I have what's called a bogger accent, so that's what it's called in Ireland. In other words, I live in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Well, girlfriend, I will see you in Discord, all right?
Okay, everybody have a lovely evening, lovely night, and take care, stay safe.
Bye,
Thank you so much for coming up.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I just love talking to her. She is so awesome. Didn't mean to get off track, guys. I know what the show's about. Erica said it's 2:39 there. What the hell?
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock here.
Well, sometimes we have to go off topic to prove our point. You know what I mean? You that's what I do sometimes. I just jump. And I don't try to be off topic. But well, it's all good. It's all relevant. So
it's all relevant. And when people come up and talk, it's relevant. Yep. So I'm going to start winding this down. Unless anybody else wants to grab the link and come up and give their thoughts on poor Jessa and Jill and their deer in the headlights look to Megyn Kelly acting like nothing happened, especially when they said their parents had to tell them about it, but yet they had to talk to the authorities and tell them what happened.
Contradictory.
I will never understand that. I will never understand that.
I wouldn't either. And of course they knew. Of course they knew. Come on. When someone's touching you, you wake up. You're like, what? Get away from me,
Yeah, but they can't fight back. They can't fight back.
They
Yeah,
maybe can't. Well, because of maybe they can't fight back because Jim Boob is, you know, the big boss there. But I mean, if it was me, I have a son and 2 daughters. If it was me, and my son touched my daughters, trust me, my husband, there will be hell to pay. Just put it that way. It wouldn't be, well, you know, you made some bad decisions. It wasn't right. You need to repent. You need to go over.
Yeah, you got to repent. All that. You got to forgive. Brianna said Jill did punch Josh. Yeah, she did. I mean, that's why they call her Dangerous Jill. Yeah.
I don't blame her.
And Sarah, condoning the abuse these girls went through by not kicking him out of the house, they need jail time too. I've always thought that too. I've always thought that the parents should have been prosecuted. It was obvious that they covered it up. They covered it up. They covered it up for the big buck. That's it. The big buck. And I don't mean a deer. They covered it up for the money. The money. The money. Yeah, like Brianna said, which is why she got in trouble. We have a lot of Duggar fans in here. I tried not to get off topic, guys. I know why you're here. Not going to do it again. Hit that sub button and come back. Please, please.
And the one thing, you know, we've talked about the God card. God gives everybody free will, but not with children in the wrong way.
No.
You know, we all have free will. We make our own freaking bed. We make our own choices. But that's free will. We do what we want to do. If you want to ignore laws, God, whatever, he gave you the free will, but not to touch children or harm somebody or anything like that. You know? So it's all about their choices.
And just to let you know, it was way more than just touching over the clothes.
Yeah, we went through that earlier in the show.
Yeah.
A lot of people are kind of grossed out right now, and I try to host the show a certain way where I don't just keep throwing nasty stuff in people's face. And I didn't want to, you know, keep bringing it up, but yeah, it was a lot more than that. It was a lot more than that, and some people get extremely triggered by this stuff. And you know, this interview was from 2015. And we're going to do part 2. I don't know if it's going to be, won't be tomorrow, maybe Monday. I'm not sure yet. And we're going to go through part 2 of the girls from the Kelly files. And then we're going to get to Jim Boob, that's what I call him, and Michelle, and go through that. Because I'm doing it in reverse for a reason. And you'll see why at the end. But yeah, it was more than that. That goes without saying. But I'm not going to keep rubbing it in the faces of these victims. I just won't.
No, I'm sorry.
Nobody on these channels are ever right about anything. Never. You want to make a point, you make a point. But when you rub the nastiness that was done to a victim in their face over and over and over and over again, I just won't do it. I just won't do it. But yeah, you're exactly right. We have people in here right now. I'm a little triggered. Yeah, it's a disgusting thing to talk about.
I'm sorry.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. That's why I just said no. We're just we know. We know it was a lot worse.
Yeah, they're triggered by the show. And you know, Deb, I don't think you purposely triggered anybody, but this whole show is a trigger.
Yes, it is. It is.
And like Spicy Lady said, I'm a bit triggered today, but it's just part of the healing. It's good to share. It is good to share. Share all you want, your personal story, but I'm not just going to keep bringing things up. And there are channels like that. They will just keep on and keep on and keep on until people are just so inflamed that they can't even go to sleep at night. No, I'm not doing it. It's a very sensitive subject. I like this name. Yep, keep it light right there. I call him Jim Slob. Yep, exactly. He's disgusting. He's a disgusting individual. And I was laughing my ass off when he only got 300 and some votes. I'm sorry, 400 and some votes in his own town when he ran that last election. Yeah. Thank you, Linda. Another great discussion as always. New member, Linda. Thank you. See you all next time. Yep, exactly. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm going to put Deb backstage. Let Kevin wrap it up. Kevin, do you want to do another daily rant today? It wouldn't be daily, though, would it?
No, it wouldn't. We'll do it tomorrow. I got a good one for tomorrow. But I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching us and letting us run our yaps. But and remember, I always say this. Make sure if you got kids, you tell them you love them, give them a hug. If you don't have kids, tell a family member. If you don't have a family member, tell your pet. If you don't have a pet, love yourself. You're worth it.
You got that right, buddy. And tomorrow's a big show, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. We got another show about Summer Wells, and we've got Kevin B's birthday extravaganza. There's going to be a lot of surprises for Kevin tomorrow. So for those of you that don't follow the Summer Wells case, jump in tomorrow and chat with us. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. Anyone that has insults, bad comments, or just want to roast Kevin, please be there with bells on because he's got a lot of surprises tomorrow.
Yeah, please be there. Thank you so much. What a surprise. What an honor. What a gift. What a caring thing to do for somebody. Thank you.
To tell everyone to come in and give you hell?
Yep. Love it.
Love it. All right. All right, buddy. I'll give you a call in a minute. All right, guys. Like I said, we're going to be live again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Central Time. Sometimes I say 9 a.m. and they're like, what time is it my time? 9 a.m. Central Time. So set that reminder. I'm going to throw it up here in a second on StreamYard, link it to YouTube. We're going to be ready again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Remember, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Then we have some afternoon shows throughout the week. That's kind of sporadic. Depends on what's going on. And send me an email. Come into Discord. Let's talk between shows. It's good to keep, the community going and speak between shows. It's always fun. Don't forget, give the Facebook page a like. I update it every day. Every day. And in the meantime, thank you so much for being here. I know that these are not fun topics to talk about. I get it. I got it. We keep it as light as possible. And just keep the discussion going. You guys are the best chat on YouTube. I'm sorry, you are. All right? I know I'm biased in a way, but you guys all think outside the box, and I absolutely love it. Because you guys don't just sit there and put the obvious out all the time. We really talk and discuss these things, and I love it. So I'll see you in Discord. If I don't see you in Discord, send me an email, send me a message on the page, and if not, I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you, everyone. Hey, hang on. Kevin is Gaelick's having a birthday tomorrow, too. It's going to be a big party. All right. All right. See you at 9 a.m. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.